I think the United States and its allies going to war with Iran, as they have been for the past couple of weeks, probably prevented World War III. Most people who are talking about World War III never define what that would actually look like. They just throw that phrase around. Now, I've talked about it before a little bit, but a real World War III, it would require something pretty specific. At least two major nuclear powers fighting each other directly, right? And I'm talking about countries that are capable of destroying not just their enemy in a war, but potentially the entire planet. When you look at a globe, there's really only a few places where a realistic scenario like that would pop up. So one of them would be a direct war between Russia and NATO, a war on the Korean Peninsula, or a war over Taiwan. Now, Russia clearly does not want a NATO fight. North Korea's entire strategy is regime survival, not their own self-destruction. And that kind of leaves Taiwan. And one man who could realistically trigger World War III, which would be the leader of China, Xi Jinping. Now, China has been preparing for the possibility of invading Taiwan for years. And they have a stated goal where they want to have the full capabilities to do that by 2027, 1 year from now. But where it gets a little bit interesting is that over the last few weeks, the world has watched the United States and the United States allies dismantle Iran's military in real time, from their leadership to their infrastructure to their air defenses. And the United States has now established complete air dominance. Complete air dominance. Iran is not putting boots to asses like a lot of the coping leftists on this app like to say. They're getting wiped out. It's complete domination by the United States and its allies. And the global reaction hasn't been countries rallying like on Iran's side. They're pretty much alone at this point. Even China has left them out in the cold, right? It's mostly been silence or support for the United States directly. Now imagine you're sitting in Beijing watching this happen. Because if they invade Taiwan, it wouldn't be a regional conflict. It would be the opening move of World War III for many reasons. So the real question might not be whether this war, the one in Iran, starts World War III. It might be whether China just decided not to start World War III. I don't know. Tell me that I'm wrong. Like I've said before, sometimes regional conflicts like Venezuela or Cuba or what's happening in Iran and the Straits of Hormuz, these are regional conflicts which are designed partially to prevent large actors like China from being able to do what they want. China wants to be able to invade Taiwan. They only don't because they can't. And so if you continue to prevent them from being able to do so, time keeps passing and maybe things will get better. Maybe the option for direct, open, large-scale military invasion will be taken off the table. Now, of course, this is all thinking that the world is being run by rational people who always make rational decisions. There are lots of people out there who would be more than willing to throw away their national identity to get embroiled in a stupid war. So you can't always expect rationality from world actors. So hopefully, rational heads keep succeeding and keep winning out over the irrational heads. And hopefully this regional conflict in Iran doesn't escalate. And I hope it doesn't drag on forever. And I hope it is over relatively soon. Every day that passes is more collateral damage. It's more innocent people being killed. And that, it's heartbreaking to watch. But it would be a lot more heartbreaking if we had to clean up the bodies from World War III. We would have whole new problems. We would run out of shovels. We wouldn't be able to make enough mass graves. We would just have piles of bones hanging around like tires in a scrapyard. So I get their logic. Small war now prevents World War III later. I get it. I don't know if that's actually how it's going to go down, but I guess history will be the judge. I will continue to monitor the situation.